Hello, it is 2:35 in the morning and we are attacking vaccine. Um, just going to jump right into it. We have our virtual machine open and we have our target IP. So let's go ahead and do what we do best and we check if it's alive. 2554. Very cool. Looks like it breathes. Clear that up. And then we're going to do our classic scan. A 2554. One thing that I think I would like to get better at is diversifying my Nmap skills. Because I kind of just have this template command that I use that kind of just works for me. But I know that there are better and more efficient, more intense Nmap scripts or lines. So looking at what we got here, we have a port 21 that runs FTP, port 22 SSH, and 80 with a website. Very cool, very cool. So let's back out, minimize this for now. Let's open up Mozilla Firefox. I just remembered, you guys probably couldn't see what I was doing because my face is right here and my terminal was right there. Yeah, my apologies, my apologies. I'm learning. So let's go ahead and load up this alleged website that exists. 2554. Look at that. So let's try admin. Doesn't work. Root. Also does not work. So what we can do is we can go the FTP route and see how far we can get with that. I'm going to put this here. And what we can do is we can do FTP to our target 129.255.4 and ask for a login. Here we can use anonymous. Anonymous is sort of like a guest login, and for the password it can be literally anything, and it's successful. You won't really see that in modern day systems because obviously it's quite a vulnerability, but for this instance it's good for us as the attacker, right? So FTP, now that we're here, we can see what's up, and we'll grab backup.zip. Let's grab that. Very cool. Don't think we need that anymore, so let's clear that, and let's check what we got. Unzip back. My typing is off. Backup zip. Need a password. Okay, I see it. So, in order to get this password, we're going to have to ask for Mr. John's help. And John being John the Ripper. So we're going to do zip to John. Zip to John. Backup zip. And we're going to throw that into a file we'll call hashes. Looks good. Cool. Looks like it worked. You know, John the Ripper was made in 1996. So not to date myself, but it's older than me, and it's pretty interesting. I'm sure most programs are older than me. So now that we have our hashes, let's see what we can do here. Well, let's see what's going on. Yeah, hashes. So what we can do here is we can clear this first. Kind of messy. we can do John word lists list equals user share word lists rocku.text, and we'll put that against hashes. So there we go. We have our password. Control C. By the way, I've learned how to copy and paste in Terminal. No longer will I be accidentally interrupting my connection just because I want to copy something. So, progress. So now that we have that password, we can actually try again. We can do just one unzip, backup, zip, and now we're presented with a password. We'll throw it in there. There we go. Inflating both files, but only one that we need. So let's check. So clear that, cat index.php. Very cool, very nice. So this looks good. Username admin, and the password is this. Copy. Take out our handy dandy notebook. Keep that there. So it looks like this password is already hashed. Did I forget the 2? Look at that, I forgot the 2. I'm slipping. Right there, you see that? So this is already hashed. So what we can do is we can echo this hash, Control V, and we can put this into a file that we'll name hash. Okay. So the next thing we can do to decrypt this hash is we can do hashcat AOM O, and then put our hash there, and we'll put that against the same word list that we used before. User share word list rocku text. Looks good. Started, stopped. What happened? On line 1. Oh, I see. Because I had forgotten the 2 initially. So let's copy this whole thing, right? And let's put that 2 in there. I didn't have to copy it. Do that. So then let's see if hash was updated. Cool. So now let's try that again. Echo that hashcat AOM O hash rocku. There we go. It's the little things, and it's also 2:44 a.m. So low expectations. So it looks like what this does is it kind of chooses or determines how much memory I have to decrypt this, because I imagine it is physically intensive on resources. While we're waiting, another thing that I learned is that for hashes, there's a type called MD5, developed by cryptographer Ronald Rivest, I think his name is. Looks like a cool dude. is about 75 now. And so it looks like it comes back as QWERTY789. Bad password, of course, but could be worse. Could be 123. So cool. Now that we have that, we can actually log into our website now with our newfound information. QWERTY789. Don't save. Okay, I'll just type it in. QWERTY789. There we go. Now we're in. So there's not much that we can do here, but there is one thing that kind of just stares at us right in the face, and it's this search bar. And what the search bar can do is I can go here, and when we see a search bar, we can think maybe it interacts with a database or of some sorts. So this leads us to think that maybe there can be some sort of SQL injection. So with that said, we can actually use a program called SQL Map. And so how that looks like is we'll take a combination of the address, what I have for my cookies, and throw it against SQL Map. So we can do -u, and then we can do HTTP -- 12129. I know I could just copy and paste it, but I'm not going to. My headset died. So for, and then we're going to need a /dashboard.php $search equals, and we'll just leave it at that. I wonder if I need quotes for this, but I guess we'll find out, right? So here in the cookies, I will need my session ID as well. So if you have the extension Cookie Editor, it makes it real easy for you. Super user-friendly. But if you don't have the extension, you can actually go to storage, and you'll see the same thing here. Now, again, on most websites, this probably won't be the case, but for this instance, both routes are viable. So here we'll type in our cookie, and then cookie, and then we'll do, I think, equals. Yeah, I think equals. And then we'll put a PHP session ID, and that equals this. Paste. Aren't you glad I didn't type that one out? And this looks good, I think, I hope. Very nice. I think it's working. So what SQL Map is doing is it's checking for any vulnerabilities, and if it does come to a vulnerability, what we look for is something that says, hey, we found a vulnerability, do you want us to keep looking for others? Like this one right here. Get parameters search, the search bar, is vulnerable. Do you want to keep testing the others? And so not really, because if we know it's vulnerable, then that's all we need to know. So going forward from here, we can actually do the same command, but we can add OS shell to it. And I believe once we run that, we'll also need a listener. So let's do that. First I gotta tell it on God, NLVP, and we'll do 443. 443. Just cause, why not? Okay, so now that we're in our OS shell, to make it more interactive, we can do bash C, and then we'll go ahead and do bash -I. This I have notes here for this line. This is the hardest line for me because I don't exactly know what it does. Dev TCP mine, and then the port that I'm listening in on, which is 443. Throw one of these bad boys again. And my quotes, bash I that dev. I think it looks good. Cool. And we got a response here. Now, I know that this can cut out a little bit, so I'm gonna have to be quick. So right here already we can see that we have the user flag. So let's grab that before we lose connection. It's happened to me before. Handy dandy notebook. And then next we need credentials. So we can actually find that a little bit lower in the www, and then cd html, and then it's going to be in dashboard, cd dashboard php. Sorry, cat. So looking forward, looking ahead, looking within ourselves, we can see that page db postgres password. That's what we want. That's what we need. Handy dandy notebook. Don't want to lose that. So we actually see that on our left side, the connection already broke. And I'm lucky that over here, it didn't break here. But we can actually close out these terminals. And I can show you another way to get in without redoing the whole process. Because we have the password now, we can actually do SSH, Postgres, which was the username, the attack IP, which is 2554, and it'll ask for a password that we have, and paste it in there, and ta-da, we are Postgres. So the next thing we want to do is get root access, because we need that root flag. So the first thing we can do is we can do sudo -l, and we have that password. So user Postgres may run the following command on vaccine: bi etc. Okay, so let's try that. Sudo bin vi etc PostgreSQL 11 main pg hpa.conf. And if we can run this, we can actually do a bash command here as well. So we can do -c, do that, this, and that, and then start it. Bin shh. That's how I remember it. Shh. Bin shh. And then we can do dev no. Do I need that n/? Guess not. Quotes end. Dev null. Okay. Sorry, user Postgres is not allowed to execute. You just told me I could. Okay. So a way around this is we can do, we can kind of do the same command but broken up. So we can type in vi, and fun fact, I looked up what vi was, right? And technically it stands for Visual Editor, so it should be VE, but it seems like what the developers did is they took the word visual and they were like, let's take a third of the word, and that's the name, VI, because it's supposed to be a visual interface for this. So to interact with this, we actually need a colon, and then we're going to do set shell to equal, I think it's bench, and do that. Okay, and then we're going to do this again, and then we're going to do shell. And look at that. If I type in who am I, that's interesting. I should be God. Let's try that again. Okay, I see. Maybe I have to do this. Okay, I'll type the whole thing out again if you want. So sudo vi. Let me try that. Okay. Bin vi. Okay, and then we'll do set shell equals bench, and then we'll type in shell. Who am I? I'm still Postgres. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? It wasn't like this before. It would tell me I'm Postgres, and then now I'm here. Let's try getting into root. Let's see what happens. Can't see the into root. Okay. Sudo bin vi slash, which was it? etc PostgreSQL 11 main I forgot what it was. Yeah, etc PostgreSQL 11 main pghba conf. pghba conf. This looks better. This looks, I messed up. I'm sorry. It is 3 a.m., but I won't believe it on time. I'm merely uneducated. So here now we can set our shell to equal bench. Okay, and then we'll call the shell. And now who am I? I'm God. So okay, cool. Now that I'm God, let's go into that root folder, please. Look at that, root.txt. Give me that, please. And we have successfully, habits die hard, guys. We have successfully owned vaccine. I like this box. This was really fun. I do really enjoy more terminal intensive machines, and I learned a lot with this one. The syntax is getting a little more complex, but the more I look at it, the more it makes sense. And that's about it. Good night, and I'll see you in the future.